Alright guys, it's AJ here at the House of Masks, and today we're going to be doing the Q&A video. I'd made some posts on Instagram, here on YouTube, and on Facebook for you guys to post your questions in the comments. That way I could try to get them answered for you. We had some good questions. A lot of stuff's happened since the last Q&A video, so hopefully I got to cover a lot of that for you. Enjoy, and leave your thoughts below. Copies of this version of the mask, no, they won't be for sale. This is just for me, something to wear to conventions and interviews and concerts and whatnot. Musically, I'm not a very big fan. I just can't get into it. But as an artist and an individual, I think he's awesome. I think he's probably a dick from what I've heard and seen, but artistically, his visions are pretty awesome. They're garbage. I think their outfits suck, and the fact that they can't even fake decent music, as in, like, you already make shitty music, but you make shitty music that you have to, like, lip sync to and stuff. That's pretty lame. That's a toughie, because right now the reason that I started collecting masks was because of Slipknot, and I can't say that something else along the lines wouldn't have made me like pick up a mask and think that they were cool. But yeah, the reason that the collection exists right now is because of Slipknot. I just felt like it was the right time. I felt like I was getting recognized enough and that the page was at a large enough level that I needed something to represent it when I was out in public or any general mask related thing. Smooth sailing. We got it all done within like a month. I told Connor exactly what I wanted, and he nailed it 100%. I didn't have to tell him to change anything. Connor actually chose me. I posted a status about wanting an artist to do this mask for me, and I didn't even consider Connor because he is always busy as hell, so I didn't even consider him at first, and he actually sent me a message asking what I needed done, and he told me that he was interested, and then my mind was kind of blown because I knew that it would be better than I ever expected with him working on it. So it's the same stuff that I've always wanted to do. I'm just finally able to do it now. So we have just, like dozens of sticker designs and a couple different t-shirts designs, and finally have these windbreakers for sale. And this will be the year that we actually come out with a House of Masks mask for purchase by the general public. So that'll actually be, I've been posting teasers, most of you guys have seen them on Instagram or whatever, soon. Yeah, they'll be unveiled in September. They actually won't be for sale until that convention, so. I feel like a douche because I can't talk about that without sounding like egotistical, or I don't know how to explain it. When I'm out in public, I try not to call them fans because it just makes me sound like a tool. Silicone. I've always wanted to do like a female face mask. I think girl faces are a lot creepier than like male faces, but I don't want it to be like a she-devil or something that's been done before. I want it to just be a scary ass bitch. So probably something to do with a female. Early Slipknot, Iowa, and self-titled. Early Mudvayne, as in LD50. Anything that Maynard James Keenan is associated with. Is Buckethead a band?
If you want it to be.
Buckethead. Guar. Ghost, Primus. Who else? 9 Inch Nails. Rage Against the Machine. Currently, I have an 8-inch Plan B. I think it's a team deck. I have some Silas Baxter Neal trucks. They're Crux trucks. I had 53-inch Rictas, but I think they're worn down. Nothing special. I have all kinds of different hardware because I lose it and reuse other stuff. And then I have Mob Grip because that's the only grip tape I've skated for a long time. I don't like anything else. It's easy to put on because it's perforated, and decks don't matter to me though, so I'll go from company to company. There's a lot of inspiration in this mask. The first bit of inspiration is Clown's Tattoo the Earth, and that is the smile. I definitely wanted like a menacing smile, and the best one that I could think of was the Tattoo the Earth clown smile. I also wanted it to be my face, but like a hyper-realistic possessed version. And that comes from like Evil Dead, like the Evil Ash character and Evil Ed character and stuff. I wanted it to be seamless so that you almost couldn't tell that it was a mask, and that comes from what Ghost is doing with Papa. His masks get more and more believable, and people still think that he's just a dude in face paint now. And I think that's just about it. The paint jobs had some different inspirations, but they're not super important. Like the blue and gray one, Connor had a mask out called the Wraith. It's like an old woman face, and she's like bluish gray dead, and I knew that that would fit this mask really well. And then the one that I'm wearing right now is like a Mudvayne inspired thing with the bullet hole and all that, so. My number one piece of advice for any mask collectors in general at all is quality over quantity. I can't stand to see kids spending the same amount of money on 4 shitty masks that they could get a really good mask for. And I know that not everybody has a lot of money to spend on masks. I don't even have a lot of money to spend on masks. But it's well worth it in the end. You're going to be much happier opening that one box and getting a mask that you've been dreaming of than, 4 shitty ones over the course of a week or a month or whatever. Because, yeah, that's my biggest piece of advice. The best concert experience I had was when me and September saw Ghost last year in Columbus, and we got to hang out with the band after the show, and it still is crazy. It's almost like a dream, because obviously I won't tell you guys everything that happened, but it was just very surreal to just be there with these guys that are almost like, gods or whatever to you. The worst concert experience was another September and AJ concert, and that was like our first year together. She got me tickets to see Odd Future, and this is before they were I guess they had just started becoming like the coolest thing at the time, and it was fucking packed, and we were right up front, but there were so many fucking people in there that you couldn't breathe. Like there was no air in the venue at all. Like everybody was just breathing in all the air around you. And it was hot as fuck, so by there had to have been 4 or 5 more songs left. We just had to fucking leave because I thought I was gonna faint, and my knees were buckling in, and it was very torturous. And then we fucking got towed. We got back to where we thought the car was, and it got towed, so we spent half the night in an unfamiliar city and had to pay a lot of fucking money the next day to get the car out.
Phones were dead.
It was, our phones died. It was just terrible. I don't really know what I would say or ask, but I tell you what I would want to see is his house, because I guarantee that guy has a next level collection of awesome shit, if he has like the stuff that he brings out on stage and some of the masks that he uses when he's not being Buckethead, when he's just like sound checking or whatever, I guarantee he's got a sick collection, and not just of masks, but probably just badass, super cool, like 90s toys. So yeah, I would definitely want to see his, like an MTV Cribs of Buckethead. Definitely Tourist Trap. My friend Connor actually introduced me to that movie, and we watched it, and it is the weirdest, most bizarre horror shit that I've ever seen in my life, and I highly recommend it to everybody to go watch. Real quick, I just wanted to thank everybody who submitted a question. We had some good questions on this one, so hopefully that helped give you a little bit more insight on the House of Masks, the direction that we're headed here in 2016 and beyond. So yeah, thanks to everybody who asked a question. If I did not get around to your questions, it's nothing personal. I try to answer ones that I haven't done before, and there will always be new videos, so look out for Q&A 2016 Part 2 later this year. Thanks, guys.